Hey little pearls, Randa here. Okay, today we are going to look at the top 11 steps to breaking generational curses and negative cycles. If you implement these steps, honey, you are well on your way. Number 11. All right, you want to acknowledge the pattern. That's number one. And this, if you're just starting, writing down and naming the patterns are going to be important, but also stay open because once you get to number one, Spirit is going to show you more patterns that you may not even recognize as a negative pattern, right? So start with what you know. Start with the patterns that you know about. Name it so that you are putting it from your subconscious into your conscious. Addiction, abandonment, anger, financial issues, um, abuse, right? Not living to your full potential. People living life and not knowing their purpose. People not being happy within generation after generation after generation. 10. Forgive without excusing. Some people think that forgiving has to do with helping the other person, and where it can help the other person in an altruistic way, forgiving is more for you so that that negative low vibrational energy does not reside within you, because it's going to come out and impact you and your journey. So forgiveness is going to be important, especially if it's somebody within the family unit. Forgiveness can happen from a distance. You don't have to be all up in the person's face. I forgive you, because sometimes that person won't even acknowledge what you're forgiving them for, and it goes back into a cycle. Sometimes that forgiveness just has to be between you and spirit, right? So you want to forgive no matter what the atrocity is, because it's for you. Or should I say for you? Forgiveness also severs the spiritual tie to the actions done against you. So you're in a place of power. Forgive. Number 9 goes hand in hand with number 8. Some people just do number 9. Some people just do number 8. But number 9 and 8 is a power punch. So focusing on number 9, spiritual work. You cannot break generational curses and negative cycles without spirit. Because there's going to be some things that you do and others do that you may not see as a part of that generational curse and cycle. And spirit is going to reveal that to you, right? So the deeper you do spiritual work is important. Also, spirit will lead you to a practitioner who can identify curses, right? Because you could do all the work, all of these steps. And if it is actually a curse, a spiritual tie that binds you, it's going to be very difficult to do all of these steps and to move forward. That curse has to be nullified and addressed. Okay? And there are certain priests in the world who have that divine knowledge. There are cross cultures. This is not your typical go to any neighborhood church and say, hey, pastor, reverend, priest, I have a generational curse. Okay, we'll plead the blood of Jesus. Okay, we'll ask Buddha, or whatever case may be. I don't want to step into other cultures that I don't know about. But sometimes pleading the blood of Jesus is not enough. Okay? And that does not mean that Jesus is not powerful. It means that the curse or the spirit that is ruling over the curse needs something different. Okay, I lived in a house that had demonic energies in it, and spirit showed me, and I had no idea what to do with it. So I was reading scripture, I was playing gospel, and spirit showed me that's not enough. It only ticks these spirits off. So think about you needing to go up against Mike Tyson, and your plan is to square up with him and slap him because that has worked with other people. That's not going to work with prime Mike Tyson, okay? You're going to need something else. And the same thing with spirits. Depending on what spirit you are fighting, you're going to need different tools. And God has given us answers right here on earth, right here in sacred text, across cultures, and information that spirit has passed down and is being ignored. And this is a part of the enemy's plan so that people can rely on ineffective solutions that are not solutions at all, right? So when you get with a spiritualist who is knowledgeable about generational cycles and curses, you may need to go to someone or be referred to someone, or if that person does the work, on what to do to get rid of that curse. You have to be open to that. Even if it goes against your religious practice, because don't forget, religion is man-made. It says, do your spiritual work. Spiritual is well above religion. Religion is man-made. And anything that is impacted by man can be twisted and turned. So you don't know if the rule that you're listening to within your religion is to help you or to hold you back because of human influence and negative energies infiltration into that religion. And I'm not saying that to knock religion. Religion has its place. Religion has its importance. But you have to have balance and you have to have knowledge and discernment. So to, truly break a generational curse, you have to be knowledgeable about how to break that curse. A daily message. Now, whereas spirituality is therapeutic, it is not therapy. So number 8 is therapy. Traditional therapy, you do not want to do these two separate, right? Because you're going to get divine insight. Your therapist can be really great, but they may keep you on the surface, right? Spirituality, the mere definition is to go deeper, right? And if your therapist is not, by coincidence, a spiritual practitioner themselves, even though they're not operating in your session, right? Just them having that knowledge and be able to naturally go deeper or have the tools to go deeper so that your sessions get the maximum. Most people are not going to get that. I have had clients where spirit told them, do not divorce your husband. You need to work through this. You need to work on yourself. Because you're believing in societal norms. And then they went and they got insight to go to a therapist. You need to take the insight insights from your spiritual sessions, and you need to guide your therapist, because otherwise that therapist can keep you on what the books say, and that is so surface and may not have anything to do with you. And so this therapist guided her towards divorce because divorce is such a norm in society, and she believed in this therapist more than she believed in God. And she had spiritual insights herself. So this is not me telling her my opinion. This is me telling her what Spirit is saying. And Spirit is corroborating by telling her directly. And she ended up getting a divorce because she just wanted relief. And then when she got divorced, she missed her husband and started asking about him in spiritual sessions. Wait, whoa. Right? Do you see what's going on? Right? So you need to have both simultaneously. Your therapist, once you make sure you are on the right track, will give you strategies and help to monitor your progress. Your spiritualists can do a little bit of that, but not in the way that a therapist do. So use both. Number 7. Okay. Watch your words. Life and death lies in the power of the tongue, right? There are these girls who were partying and they were drunk and high, and they're riding down the street, recklessly. And this girl was like, "We're going to die tonight. We're going to die tonight." And they died that night in a car crash, right? You have to be very careful of the words that you choose. Some words you're just going to think are innocent or colloquialisms. No. Watch the words that you speak over your life, over your children, your family, your future. Stay away from the word "I will try." If you're talking to somebody and you don't think that it's going to happen, either be honest and say, I will try, but I really don't think it's going to happen, right? But when you're talking to yourself, right, if you're getting insights from a spiritualist and they said, okay, you need to do X, Y, and Z, and you say, I'll try, you're already giving up. It's defeatist attitude. In my book, try is a negative, low vibrational word, because a lot of people, when they say I'll try, they don't have confidence. So you have to change your thought patterns in order to change your words, in order to change your actions, in order to change your outcome. People will, say to their kids, he's so bad, right? And that's attention. And sometimes kids will continue to act out, even if you weren't saying it in a negative way. Kids will continue to act out because it's attention. It's mommy, daddy approval, right? So watch how you speak, over yourself, your situation, your family, your future. Number 6. Okay, you're going to challenge programming, right? How have your subconscious been programmed, either by your education, especially if you're in the public or some private educational centers, things that your family has taught you, your zip code, society at large. Challenge your programming, because a lot of that, again, is stored in the subconscious, right? And so if you have certain thought patterns and certain beliefs, and wait. I need to challenge that. I need to go deeper. And then you can go back to number 8 and number 9 and talk to your spiritualist about it, talk to your therapist about it, right? And get another point of view so that you can constantly be reiterating the healing, right? By bringing the subconscious to the conscious and then making change. You also want to read divine text, whatever divine text you choose, so that you can constantly be putting in positive energy, because television, radio, you know, are going to put in negative energy. And a lot of times in some musical genres, they will put subliminal musical notes that carry a low vibration. And so whatever the song is, you can feel no way about the song. You just like the beat. You're being fed negativity and you don't even realize it. So you have to offset, right, the messages that your subconscious is being filled about you, your place in this world. And you want to, read affirmations. I used to have an affirmation wall with all these positive words, and I used to take 3 to 5 words per day randomly. I would just pick them off the wall, not knowing. And then in my journal, after I did my morning's, prayer, I would take these 5 words and I will write, a message to myself using those 5 words. So I was filling myself during my healing journey with affirmations, and there's plenty of affirmation books as well. Number 5, break agreements. Okay, so people in your family may say, because this family likes to get tore up, right? And you have to renounce that, because that's a curse, right? They are speaking that, acknowledging that pattern as though it's a good pattern, and speaking it into another cycle, right? And you have to break that agreement. Not me. I'm not giving up my power. No, right? And sometimes you have to say that underneath your breath. Sometimes you just have to say it in your head, depending on your family dynamics, right? Because you don't also want to aggravate spirits and allow people to be triggered by you, right? And then you can pray intensely about it later, or you can say it out loud if it's a safe place, right? Not me. I denounce that. Rebuke it. Right? Somebody of your culture might say, well, all blank, blank, blank do da 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 da. I denounce that. I'm blank, 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 and I ain't with it. I'm a child of God. I rebuke that, right? So break those agreements. 4, establish new rituals. You have the power, no matter what age you are, to establish new rituals. If your family is messy, keep your area clean. Even if you share a room with somebody, keep your area clean. You cannot control them, right? And so you might have a cleaning ritual, right? That you are going to announce just to yourself and commit yourself to it, right? You might want to establish Sunday dinners. A lot of people have gotten away from that. If you're a young parent and during the week everybody has, a crazy schedule, and then just on Sunday you have a big meal and you pray together, bless that meal, right? And you break that bread together, that's a new ritual that you can implement. Journaling, family meetings. The purpose, I did family meetings with my children because children have always been seen and not heard, right? And so in a family meeting, they get to voice their opinion on what happens within the household. So it's very empowering for them. And if you have them journal in a family meeting, you can also have them pick and choose what they're going to share out of their journal. So again, it allows them to be in touch with their feelings and their thoughts and have the power to share what they want. Yeah, and if you're single, have a meeting by yourself. Call the meeting to order. Have an agenda. Reflect and evaluate how well you're doing from last week's meeting and whatever was established. Oh, yes, you can do this by yourself. All right, so let's get into number 3. Surround yourself with healing people. Feel free to add us. Join our team. I will be giving daily messages, or I should say regular messages. Because you want to be able to fill your surroundings with high vibration, right? You want to constantly feed yourself. Like on this app, we can run across a lot of negativity and negative people. You want to make sure in real time and digitally, you surround yourself with healing people. That's going to help you on your journey. Keep the outlook that you need. Number 2, pray with purpose. Prayer is talking to the Most High. And whatever you believe in, insert your word, right? Prayer is asking for things. Prayer is giving thanks. So prayer is talking to God. And you want to be very purposeful. And you want to actually ask God to reveal things. Don't just ask for peace. Don't just ask for finances. Take leadership in your life. Ask God to reveal to you what you need to know to increase your finances. Ask God to reveal to you who your enemies are. Ask your hidden enemies. Ask God to reveal to you how to better your love purpose and to be on the right path, whether you're with someone or not, because the goal is not to be in union. The goal is to have a happy union, and that takes work and that takes continuing. That's why a lot of marriages don't work. They focus on the wedding, and then the marriage does not have the stability and foundations that it needs to continue. Your prayer should be a conversation with God. And what's a conversation if we don't listen? Number 1, while prayer is talking to God, meditation is listening to the Most High, right? How does God speak to you? Is it through dreams, visions, voices, sounds, animals, itches, intuition, gut instinct, knowledge that you newly acquired and you have no training, no background in, and you just know something, right? How does God speak to you? You need to know that. And when you reciprocate, when you listen to what God says and you take action on it, that's reciprocity. God will open up other ways to speak with you and speak with you more often and more abundantly, because now you're in the reciprocal mode. We're all hardwired to spirit, right? Because a lot of us don't know how God speaks to us. As Jesus, and I think it was Isaiah or Isaac said, the spirits speak in parables and puzzles so that the ones that get it, and the ones that don't miss their blessings. Do not miss your blessing. Listen to spirit, reciprocate. And may I add, no matter how difficult any step or a specific ask of you in a step is, find the courage, the knowledge, and the support to get through it and just do it. And that's how you break generational curses and negative cycles. As always, keep cultivating the gem that you are.